Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Jacob Cast 2024. Gonna do my live stream on WWE Smackdown. Just wanna make sure this live stream is working so y'all can hear me so I can get into this. I'll make sure this be like this video will be like an hour long, an hour and 10 minutes. I'll make it pretty short just to get this quick and over with. We'll talk about SmackDown. We'll talk about some of the news and rumors. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section below. Y'all want to see more? My video is sponsored by PlayStation. It's sponsored by Salamaster Sound Off, JD from New York, Fightful Pro Wrestling, and other podcasts that I know of. SmackDown was whatever, decent. We're still in the build to the Elimination Chamber. We're still doing the qualifying matches. There's not much build of storyline really. There are some things that were, I think there were some good matches. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, so SmackDown was on Sci-Fi tonight. It'll be on Sci-Fi next week on February 20th. Before they go back to USA Network. But let's see how SmackDown started. The show opened up with Tiffany Stratton. She came out, addressed her role in the chamber. How's she gonna win it? She was interrupted by Nia Jax and Last Legend. Apparently, they have a name called the Irresistible Force. Because they're the two big girls on the SmackDown roster for women. They came out, they interrupted her. Then we got Rhea and Io Sky. Io Sky and we really have a tag team called Rio. Kind of a weird name, but that's the best they can do. The match ended in a DQ. Pretty good, but ended in a DQ. I think they all started brawling, and then they went to tables after the match was over. Well, we're to protect them both. I don't know what Rhea and Io doing with those tag team titles. I'm not sure I even care. Nia Jax and Last Legend, who gives a shit about them being a tag team? Nia Jax is holding down Last Legend. I don't like that. Now, the other match was a 5-on-5 with the MFTs, Solos, Bloodline, against the baby faces or the mid-carders like Carmelo Hayes, Matt Cardona, Dragunov, Apollo Crews, Nakamura. Now the MFT got the win. What was interesting about this match is it was a decent 5-on-5 match. Tama Tonga pinned the U.S. champion Carmelo Hayes. Now they've been teasing Carmelo Hayes to go after that U.S. title for like a month now. They've been teasing it in backstage segments. He did beat Nakamura. They're clearly building up Tama Tonga to take the U.S. title off of Carmelo Hayes because Hayes hasn't really done anything besides these open challenges. Like they almost teased another open challenge with him and Dragunov again for the third time. We aren't getting it. I think Tama Tonga might win that U.S. title. They're clearly setting that up for him to win the U.S. title. Cause they've been teasing it for a month, for like several weeks. Well, Carmelo Hayes hasn't really done much. I'm kind of over the open challenges. He hasn't had like a proper storyline or build with anyone. He hasn't really done much with it. But they're setting up Tama Tonga to take that U.S. title. Not sure if he's going to win or not. I don't know if I want to see the MFTs hold all the gold. After the match was over, after they got the win, we saw the Y6 up on the stage, or actually in the crowd, up on a section of the crowd, top section of the crowd, and we saw them stare down the MFTs. So obviously Uncle Howley, they want to get the lantern. The Y6 and the MFT did two of these dead fast in and the dead feud. They're still going down it. When is it gonna end? When is enough? Now, for the other matches, we did get Alexa Bliss qualified. She beat Vega and Julia. She'll qualify with the for the women's chamber in a pretty good triple threat match. Trick Williams beat Ray Phoenix in a pretty good match. Now we know Trick Williams is, I think he's gonna qualify next week in a match with, I think, again, Damian Priest and Carl Hayes. We'll see who wins that. Um, we did get Jade Cargill defending her women's title against Jordan Grace in a pretty good match. Well, whatever. Not really, but Jade doesn't have any big opponents. Hopefully he gets one at WrestleMania, and we'll see where we go from there. We also got a backstage segment with R-Truth, Kit Wilson, and Damian Priest. All of them trying to get in the chamber. We did see Rhea Ripley. We saw Liv Morgan, Raquel, and Dominic. They show up on SmackDown. They were watching Jade and Jordan Grace. Jade actually ruined Liv Morgan's celebration, for celebrating Valentine's Day. Cause we know Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Anyway, the main event with Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn and Jacob Fatu. Cody Rhodes had qualified for the men's chamber, so he will face, he's gonna be in the chamber along with Randy Orton and LA Knight. I think we knew that was gonna happen. But Drew McIntyre plan backfired. He wanted to screw Cody, but he screwed Jacob Fatu. So he will. I have a feeling Jacob Fatu still going to end it regardless. We'll have to wait and see. Alright. Look on to some of the podcasts like Denise Salcedo. Yeah, I'm going to show you some of the podcasts, some of the YouTubers that I know about.
Actually in the chamber. I don't know how you get to that. I don't know how you get to Cody versus Randy at this stage. I don't know that it's actually possible.
See, and I was going a totally different direction with Randy. I was thinking, because who else is going to face Gunther at WrestleMania? And I thought, okay, maybe they can work towards Gunther and Randy, building that within the actual Elimination Chamber, and then that's how they would maybe get to Gunther and Randy. That's what I was thinking. So I was thinking in a totally different lane for what Randy's future might hold, as well as Gunther's future, because who else is Gunther going to face? Like, you can't have this man in a mid-ass WrestleMania match. Like, he's retired too many great names to have like a mid opponent. You can't do that. Like, you gotta put him in there with someone big.
Have you considered the possibility that our man Gunther is just going to go on a hunting streak of luchadors and end at WrestleMania with Ray?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I'm not even putting that out there into the universe.
Okay.
No,
all right.
no. That would, Santi, I don't get mad very often in the world of professional wrestling. I would say for the most part, pretty chill, right? Pretty chill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legit, pretty chill. If they have Gunther retire Rey Mysterio, I'm, like, gonna be legitimately pissed off at WWE for doing that. Because I don't think that he deserves that moment of retiring Rey Mysterio. That should be Dominic Mysterio's moment to retire his own father, and I will die on that hill. I think having Gunther retire Rey Mysterio will be... It will be so wrong in so many different levels, and I just don't agree with it whatsoever. I don't even want to flatter the idea.
All right. Sorry, I brought it up.
I'm gonna get shoot pissed, Auntie. Thank you. Nothing happens. 96. We got Night Wolf here who says also if WWE makes the Brock and Oba match official, well then WWE I will sell my soul so I can buy WrestleMania tickets. Oh, Night Wolf, wait till you see. Well, I know the prices are less than last year, but they're still pretty damn high though. I'd much rather watch on TV.
Brain, had they just let her.
That's what Drew's pit.
It is fine.
Oh.
Incident was dead on arrival. You can't my lips at the same time, so people are like, "Ooh, licking your lips when talking about Cody, huh?" So,
look on the Fightful Pro Wrestling.
If you do that habitually,
everybody's going to wait till last minute to buy tickets, and then your houses are going to suck, and that happened. So I think that's a really good, healthy thing for a...
We got wrestling dance.
Elimination Chamber. Maybe they've got some plans for him kind of in March more than February. So, yeah, don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, the show started with Tiffany, and honestly, she didn't really say...
Final major chamber qualifying. About to show y'all Solemn Octa.
Top it and top it with Kraft Parmesan cheese.
He is essentially he is feuding. These 3-hour shows, they feel like they get longer every week, don't? I mean, I know it's 3 hours. I know it started at 8, it ended at 11, and yet for some reason it feels longer than 3 hours. Smackdown tonight had 2 more Elimination Chamber qualifying matches and 2 title matches as well. So there were some important matches on the show tonight. For the Elimination Chamber qualifying matches, they saw Cody Rhodes and Alexa Bliss advance to the chamber, their respective chamber matches. Drew McIntyre had a plan tonight, and his plan was to ensure that Sami Zayn won the Elimination Chamber qualifier, because Sami Zayn can't win a fucking match against Drew McIntyre. Guy's like 0 for 12. So, of course, he wanted to see Sami win. He came out. He tried to help Sami win. It did not work. Drew McIntyre's plan backfired on him. And so Cody Rhodes, which should have been the most predictable outcome of that match, they stuck to their guns. Cody is going to the Elimination Chamber, where he will very likely win the Elimination Chamber and challenge Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. But Jacob Fatu was this close from winning that qualifying match were it not for a Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre. So I'm just saying, Jacob Fatu, even though I know it was no disqualification, anything goes, triple threat match, but you can argue, if you're Jacob Fatu, that you were screwed out of a win here on this show tonight. There is still hope that Jacob could be worked into that match, and we could end up getting a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I don't know if that's the way it's going to work. I don't even know that Triple H has made his mind up yet that he wants it to work that way, because evidently plans are changing by the week for WrestleMania. The one thing I will tell you, though, and I understand that we're still about 2 months or so out from WrestleMania, we are on the road to WrestleMania. And outside of that one segment that we had a couple weeks ago between CM Punk and Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw, this does not feel like WrestleMania. They got a lot of work to do if they want to get me and a lot of other people excited about this show coming up in April. They have a lot of work to do. And the pieces are there. You just got to figure out where to put them. It doesn't help when you have Oba Femi show up on SmackDown again, and they are now teasing a second match between him and Kit Wilson on the show next week. You've got Oba Femi on the main roster. He is feuding with Kit Wilson. What are we doing here?
Exactly.
I don't know, but Cody Rhodes is going to the...
You're making me lose hope in Obafemi. I thought he was on Raw. Why is he on SmackDown? Why are you giving them jobbers and mid-card guys that no one really cares about? Who cares about Kit Wilson? Pretty dead. It's not doing anything. And why Kit Wilson getting a single put? He shouldn't be.
Elimination Chamber, Alexa Bliss is going to the Elimination Chamber. Jade Cargill is still the WWE on the show. I mean, many months ago, she was a special referee. That may be the closest we get to Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. So they're going to have to find somebody else for Jade to work with. And who that's going to be, if it's going to be a singles match. Again, everything just feels like it's up in the air right now. There are a lot of questions out there. Now, the other championship that was defended tonight was also on the women's side. It was the women's tag team titles, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I was holding out hope that maybe, just maybe, they would drop those belts tonight. Not that I'm all that interested in seeing Nia Jax and Lash Legend as champions. I'm not. But just to get the belts off of them and allow them to move on to something else. But not only did they not lose the tag team titles tonight, we got the most ridiculous, nonsensical bullshit finish to that women's tag team title match, where it just ended. Hell of a finish there. I mentioned Obafemi again. He's going to be wrestling Kit Wilson again next week. You know who was not on the show tonight, but who was there in the building and actually did wrestle, but he wrestled before SmackDown went on the air tonight? Powerhouse Hobbs. We saw him in the Royal Rumble. Royce Keys, he made his big debut over there in Riyadh. Got to eliminate Damian Priest, the former World Heavyweight Champion, and we didn't see him again after that. So I was kind of hoping that he would make an appearance on the show tonight. Not only did he not make an appearance, they had him wrestling Nathan Frazier on Main Event. He wrestled on Main Event before SmackDown even went on the air tonight. They haven't even been airing any sort of vignettes or video packages for him like they've been doing with Obafemi. We've got nothing. Why even put him in the Royal Rumble if this is how you were going to introduce him? Why is he wrestling on fucking Main Event?
Exactly.
What is going on here?
And this is why I hate it when every time you call up someone from to the main roster, whether it's on NXT or they came from AEW, they're being booked like shit. Treated like nobody, treated like an afterthought. Well, Key got no reaction when he came out in the Royal Rumble.
I don't know. He wasn't on the show tonight. As far as the rest of the show goes, it had its moments. Trick Williams, he continues to be featured on the show. That's encouraging.
Yeah.
He had another promo segment tonight before his match with Rey Fenix that I thought was very good, and you just hear it when he's introduced and he comes out to the ring. You know, we talk about the horrible entrance music that so many of these wrestlers have. I mean, Jordynne Grace comes out to the ring tonight. I feel so bad for her. What the fuck? I mean, really. Zelina Vega's music was so bad, she had to abandon it, and now she's using her husband's music. But Trick Williams is one of the luckier ones because he comes out, he's actually got a pretty badass theme. And between the theme song and his promo work, like, the fans are getting behind this guy, even though he's supposed to be a heel. The fans are getting behind him in a major way. So I've in the water there in the intro. Conjure up some excitement for WrestleMania season here, as hard as it is to... Let's see.
You keep talking like that. I can... You can...
For all the, I don't know, the subhumans on social media. Oh, well, of how things will go for the rest of the year. Because those first two SmackDowns were really good. And I thought, okay, maybe they figured it out. And then we got these last two episodes of SmackDown. And I'm like, ooh, no, they did not. These shows are hard to sit through, a slog. And it doesn't help that creative is not up to par. It's not up to par to handle weekly 3-hour shows. It's just not. They have the talent, and they're getting more talent, apparently. Ran 4 hours of cardio on the treadmill. Oh, man. You really want me to take the belt off Cody, Bruce? I don't know if I can do that. This man wakes up in cold sweats when he has to make a creative decision that ventures down a dark alley. He decided to put the WWE Championship on Drew McIntyre, which was the right call. Cody Rhodes didn't need it. Especially after all the back and forth where Drew looked like a loser. Him losing 3 stages of hell would have been career suicide for Drew McIntyre in WWE. So far, Drew has done a very good job. He's the type of guy that you want carrying your biggest title in the company. He's the guy that you want at the top. He's good with interviews. He's a snarky, sarcastic heel that gets under people's skin. He looks the part, and he's a great pro wrestler. Cody Rhodes even thought that taking the belt off him going into Mania was the right call.
And honestly, if I was a fly on the wall and I heard that, I would have been in agreement with Cody as well. I think that's what probably broke Triple H and said, you know what, let's do it. If this was left up to Triple H, we would have never gotten a new champion. Ever. He would have played it safe, he would have went into Mania, and we probably would have gotten Cody versus Roman. All over again. The way that they've handled Drew McIntyre with these attacks on Jacob Fatu and these attacks on Cody Rhodes, I like the fact that Drew McIntyre is trying to take out his competition before they get to him. He eliminated Cody in the Rumble without actually being in the Rumble. He stopped their match at Saturday night's main event just a week prior to the Royal Rumble. Tried to take them out so that they don't even make it to the Rumble. And then the Elimination Chamber was the last stop. We all figured Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu would be in elimination matches. So when we got the announcement last week that Cody and Fatu were in the same match with Sami Zayn, the first thing that went off in my head was, wow, all right, that's a little unpredictable. Who's going to get fucked over here? Realistically, you look at that field of three, all three of them belong in the Elimination Chamber. So we come into tonight, and I'm trying to think as a fan what I want to see. Because I knew at the end of the day, a lot of people are getting frustrated with the creative. And I feel like if they're frustrated with the creative, they probably don't want to see Cody Rhodes win and advance to the Elimination Chamber. Though, I will say that a Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton in the chamber is slightly intriguing. So with the creative as boring as it is, and lifeless as it is, I don't think anybody wanted to see Cody Rhodes win and advance to the chamber. More people wanted to see Jacob Fatu potentially advance, but in light of the story, McIntyre has been targeting both guys because he doesn't want them anywhere near the WWE title. He's made it a promise to keep Cody Rhodes away from the title and main eventing WrestleMania again. And more than likely, we didn't really get it blasted out to the public. Fatu mentioned it very subtly. More than likely, it was Drew McIntyre that took out Jacob Fatu and wrote him off.
Why put your life on pause? At University of Phoenix, you can finish your technology degree or certificate on time while focusing on just one course every 5 to 6 weeks. So everything in life gets the balance it needs. Get started today at University of Phoenix.
What that was said by old people will not touch to you.
I found it on cars.com.
World Championship, he's a non-factor. He won an elimination match, which made him qualify for a fatal four-way at Saturday night's main event a week before the Royal Rumble. He got a WWE Championship match against Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble, which he lost in a very heatless match because there was no heat going into it. In Saudi Arabia, of all places. Very predictable. Sami Zayn was never an idea for the WWE Championship. Not yet, anyway. And I think if you poll 100 people, I would say a good 90% of them don't want to see Sami Zayn as the WWE Champion. For whatever reason. I've been saying I don't mind it if the story is good and emotional. But honestly, the Sami Zayn WWE Championship run, the idea of him winning the championship has long been gone. And I've been saying the last time it was right, maybe the only time it's been right, and they'll never go back to it. Because a couple years ago, when Sami wrestled Roman at the Chamber in Montreal, after he stabbed Roman in the back at the Royal Rumble. That was during the whole height of the bloodline and the honorary Uce, realizing that he was being manipulated by the bloodline. They will never touch that again. That was Sami's one and only shot, They'll never duplicate it. They can't come up with a story greater than that. But sadly, it wasn't Sammy's time. It was meant for Cody. They were already with the idea in their head that they were going to anoint Cody Rhodes as the WWE champion. Sami Zayn was only there for emotional sympathy on the way to Cody Rhodes. So I'm looking at Sami Zayn. I'm saying to myself, Sami is the right winner in this match. Because if we follow the strategy of Drew McIntyre from what we saw at Saturday night's main event, what we saw at the Royal Rumble, and what we've seen on weekly television, I think everybody assumed McIntyre was going to get involved. He even foreshadowed it before Sami Zayn made his entrance tonight.
Wait, you need to get the hell out of my house.
He claimed that he wanted Sami to win the match because he has earned it. And he's battled for years to get this opportunity. So he kind of foreshadowed that Sami was going to win, and he was probably going to have something to do with that because, like I said, his strategy up until this point was to take both Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes out of the picture. We get to the closing of this match, and we see Drew McIntyre interfere. It's a triple threat match, there's no DQ, anything goes. Jacob Fatu goes through a table. Drew McIntyre causing all sorts of chaos on the outside. Absolutely a man possessed. We're 20 minutes into this match, and Drew McIntyre delivers a devastating claymore that spins Cody Rhodes inside out, and he pulls Sami Zayn on top of Cody Rhodes for the easy win. He walks away thinking that his job was done. The referee sees this. He gets into the ring. 1, 2, and Cody Rhodes, all of a sudden, powers out. Like he got a fourth life. Super Cody came to life in Dallas, Texas. So Drew McIntyre goes back into the ring. He starts his attack on Cody all over again. And out of nowhere, Sami Zayn comes in with a roaring haluva kick on Drew McIntyre. And at this point, Cody Rhodes is already up. McIntyre's knocked out by the haluva kick. Cody Rhodes grabs Sami Zayn from behind, delivers one crossroads, and he pins Sami Zayn 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes advances to the Elimination Chamber. He now joins Randy Orton and LA Knight inside the Elimination Chamber. Out of all the options that Triple H had creatively at his disposal, he went with the most predictable of outcomes. Cody Rhodes is in.
There's no evidence to go into and carry the pump. So he believed the terrorist was satisfied, but
if Triple H wanted to throw a wrench into the WWE gears, Sami Zayn would have won tonight's triple threat match. Leaving the idea in the fans' minds that Cody and Fatu are not in the chamber. Not in the chamber. Visual is everything. If you leave it with Cody and Fatu out of the chamber, I don't think fans complain. Sammy would be in with LA Knight and Randy Orton. That would leave Randy Orton to win the Elimination Chamber.
The only thing
now I feel, with Cody Rhodes in it, it goes one of two ways. Either Cody wins it and we get Cody versus Drew McIntyre. Cody wins it, we get Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, and Jacob Fatu, who's been fucked out of the Elimination Chamber, gets added to make it a triple threat match. Or this last thing that I'd love to see happen here. Because I don't really see how you factor him in to WrestleMania if he's not involved. But before I get there, Creative made Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre look like complete geeks tonight. Geeks. After that attack by Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, no doubt about it, should have won. But Cody kicks out. And Sami, instead of taking the win, Sami decides to boot the guy in the face that was going to help him win and advance the Elimination Chamber to give him another lease on life. Does that make Sami Zayn smart, or does that make Sami Zayn look like a fucking geek? This is WrestleMania. WrestleMania. And a main event at WrestleMania. And you choose today to say to everybody, I want to win fair and square. I want to win like a man. I don't want my win to be tarnished by the guy that I hate. Bro, the good guy act needs to get thrown away in moments like this. I'm sorry. If the main event at WrestleMania is up for grabs and this is the only way to achieve it, you threw it away because you wanted to be a good little boy. Give me a fucking break. An absolute geek! Nobody will take him seriously. Nobody. That's not real life. Drew McIntyre looks like a geek too. How brutal of an assault does he need to lay both Fatu and Cody Rhodes out? The next step up from what he did tonight would have been fucking beating somebody to an inch of their life.
2015.
Like, what did he need to do? Does he gotta pull out a 9mm and fucking shoot someone in cold blood for them to fucking stay down when he hits?
This show sucks. But I think WrestleMania 34 was a disappointment, and WrestleMania 32 was the worst WrestleMania. It's like a fucking joke.
Repel, clean, and protect with Rain-X Pro interior products.
The fuck Crossroads beats Sami Zayn, but one Claymore kick can't beat Cody Rhodes. Wasn't Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn in the same fucking match? Didn't they go through the same struggles for 20 fucking minutes? This is your WWE champion and his finishing move. You treated it like Kit Wilson. You treated it like offense from Kit Wilson to Obafemi. There's no difference. The Claymore kick was buried. Buried! 20 plus minutes in a triple threat match. At that stage of the match, a Claymore kick should be more than enough. It wasn't. It wasn't. How do we fix it? How do we fix it? We got one more shot, folks. One more shot to make it a little unpredictable. I don't know how we go about it, how they go about it. I'm going to tell you what I do now. Chamber's on the 28th. I don't know who else advances. We got 3 more spots to fill. Looks like there'll be 3 from Raw, 3 from SmackDown. Cody's in it. I'm assuming that something is going to happen, because as of right now, Drew McIntyre is not defending the WWE Championship. He very well could. He very well could. We got 2 weeks left. They can make a match next week. McIntyre could easily defend against Jacob Fatu at the Elimination Chamber. I won't be surprised if it's announced. If McIntyre is not defending the WWE title at the Elimination Chamber, he is undoubtedly getting involved in the Chamber. Undoubtedly. He's going to try once again to steal a win from Cody Rhodes so that he doesn't make WrestleMania. They'll probably do the open door gimmick. Someone will fucking cause carnage in there. Referees will have to open the door or pry the door open. McIntyre will pick his spot, get in there, deliver a Claymore, and Cody Rhodes could be on the verge of being eliminated in the Elimination Chamber. In comes Randy Orton. You see, Randy Orton's going to be met with the same situation that Sami Zayn was met with tonight. The only difference is Randy Orton isn't going to act like a geek or pretend like it's not important. After a Claymore kick, Cody Rhodes is going to get pinned by Randy Orton, and Randy Orton is absolutely going to take advantage of the misfortune of Cody Rhodes. That's what I feel is going to happen. Or in this case, what's best for creative. Cody Rhodes cannot win the Elimination Chamber. He can't. That is just fucking so predictable. Here we go. Cody Rhodes wins the Chamber. He gets a match with Drew McIntyre. And we get a triple threat match with Jacob Fatu. Bro, give me something a little bit more thought-provoking. We've seen enough Cody and Drew and Fatu to last us the entire year. You mean to tell me that Cody's got to win the Chamber, then we add Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match with 8 weeks to go before WrestleMania, and you expect me to remain interested?
Well, who wants to see that again?
I feel like these three have been feuding for the last 6 months already. In fact, they have. They're named Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton needs to win the Chamber. 100% needs to win the Chamber. Thanks to Drew McIntyre.
Randy Orton can win the Chamber.
Instead of a triple threat match, we get a fatal four-way.
I'm not even sure I want to see Randy Orton.
Drew McIntyre will defend the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, they've been going back and forth. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, they've been going back and forth. He's stifled them at every twist and turn. What will be announced is Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. But due to Drew's actions, because management has had enough, and they need to do the right thing, because the road to WrestleMania has been paved with unfairness. Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu get added because of the months of hectic bullshit McIntyre's put them both through. Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Jacob Fatu in a fatal four-way match for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, Night 1. If Randy doesn't win the Chamber, I genuinely don't know what Randy Orton does on Friday Night SmackDown. I genuinely don't. And you can pause with, well, JD, Aleister Black's been cutting cryptic promos on Randy Orton. They may do that WrestleMania match. Bro, that's not a WrestleMania match. That's a match to kick off Friday Night SmackDown. In no way, shape, or form has Aleister Black been built up for a WrestleMania match for people to care about with Randy Orton. That is absolute fucking garbage. And not what I call WrestleMania. You want to book something like that? Maybe you should put a lot more effort into building the stars up that you want to do a match like that with, so that it feels like WrestleMania. Fatal four-way. Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, and Cody Rhodes. That is the only way that I accept what we have here.
Thank you.
But JD, who wins the match at WrestleMania? I don't know who wins. I don't know what this creative is thinking. My first instinct is, well, they'll just give it right back to Cody Rhodes because they don't know any better. They're fucking safe. I'd give it to Randy Orton. I'd give the WWE Championship to Randy Orton. I'd have Randy Orton turn heel right there on Cody Rhodes. That's the big cliffhanger leaving Night 1. Well, Cody Rhodes wins the WWE Championship, and Randy turns heel on him, eventually leading to a match at SummerSlam where Randy takes the title from Cody. I would take that, too, as long as there is a long, drawn-out, well-thought-out story. Cliffhanger being in asterisk. Will they pull the trigger on something like that? I don't know. They gotta do something to shake this shit up. They gotta do something. Out of all the outcomes tonight, they went with the one that people did not want to see. My initial idea was Sammy wins the match tonight, goes to the chamber. Nick Aldis next week announces that Cody Rhodes will get a WWE Championship match against Drew McIntyre. He'd win the title back, Randy would win the chamber, and we get Randy versus Cody in the main event of WrestleMania for the WWE Championship, with 8 weeks to tell story between both of them, and Drew McIntyre gets Jacob Fatu. Might have been a little hasty there with putting the title back on Cody, only for then him to drop it to Randy Orton at WrestleMania. But I'm trying to think about what's been reported and what should really be happening. What makes the WrestleMania card better?
The gun is
I almost feel like Randy Orton needs to be involved.
Top it. Fast Parmesan cheese.
Tax Act is here to remind you you have to do your taxes. Let's get them over with.
Here's stupidity.
or not, but it's a distinctive weapon, and they'd like to find it.
You also talked about the backlash online against the healthcare industry. What's happening with that? How is that?
All in all, the match was very fun.
Oh, it's vicious, and it is unsympathetic.
And I know WWE is panicking like a motherfucker with WrestleMania and the ticket sales and the fact that they've only got 35,000 out the door for both nights. There's 2 months to go.
Online. It's also on
Last year they filled the building with 60,000.
People going on live TV.
This year they're just a little more than half that. Well, they got to do something to get those people to buy tickets. And it's going to be more than putting the fucking tickets on sale for 25% off this week.
What's happening with that? How is that developing alongside here?
Oh, it's vicious.
When you book the show and give us stories to care about with characters to get emotionally invested in, and most importantly, give us story, people will want to spend money. People will want to come out and watch. People will want to be in the city in which WrestleMania is emanating from.
Because they know that people are
They'd be more prone to go.
industry, and police believe it
Well, you look at everybody as dollar signs.
may have motivated the killing.
And then you want to label something premium. And I don't give a fuck what you think WrestleMania is. Your creative is anything but premium.
How is that developing alongside here?
Oh, it's vicious.
We'll try our best to go over the rest of this show tonight. This is your Friday Night Smackdown post show.
When was the last time the country sided with a murderer? At least
For your Friday, February 14th, now February 14th, February 13th,
around its headquarters.
2026. Tonight, we are sponsored by my great friends over at SeatGeek. Make sure you guys check the comment section. I pinned the comment atop the live stream chat. I put the link in the description as well. Click that link and make sure you guys use my promo code for 10% off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Tonight we are sponsored by my great friends over at SeatGeek. You guys know I'm always looking for an excuse to get out of the house and actually do something. Whether it's a big wrestling show, a game, or a concert, I love live events. And honestly, that's why I want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app with over 35 million downloads. And there are more than 70,000 events listed on the app. Concerts, sports, festivals, wrestling events, you name it. The NBA and NHL are in full swing. There are always great WWE shows popping up. And yes, you can even get World Cup tickets on SeatGeek. And I'm not just saying this because they're sponsoring tonight's show. I actually use SeatGeek. The last time I personally used it was back in October when I decided, pretty much last minute, to go to New Jersey and see one of my favorite bands perform in concert that I've never seen before, ever. Trivium. I wasn't planning it days in advance, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go. So I opened up the SeatGeek app, checked the prices, and what really sold me was being able to see exactly where I would be sitting with their seating chart. That late in the day, I wanted to know if it was worth it, and SeatGeek showed me everything that I needed to make that decision. And that's one of the reasons why I love using SeatGeek personally. Every ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal. You just look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. It takes all the guesswork out of it, and every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, so you are completely covered. I use SeatGeek for concerts throughout the year because the app is easy to use, clean, and fast. No nonsense, no confusion. It just works, which is exactly what you want when you're buying tickets. And of course, I've got a code for you guys. You can use code JD from NY10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code JD from NY10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app so the code is automatically added to your account and ready when you need it. Big thanks to SeatGeek tonight for sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. I want to thank SeatGeek for once again sponsoring the show right here on Off the Script. Make sure you guys use my promo code JD from NY10 for 10% off of your order. I want to thank Jonathan Coachman for bringing me on Coachin' Bro yesterday. We were live on all of his platforms, had a great discussion. I always love working with Coach. That was the second time being welcomed onto the show, filling in for Vince Russo, who is still taking care of his dad down in Florida. Continued well wishes for my guy Vince Russo. It was a great time. It's a little bit different because, you know, it's kind of rapid fire. You gotta be like on your toes, and I'm still kind of getting my feet wet with that type of vibe. I only have a certain amount of time to get out everything I need to say. Sometimes I have just a lot of things to say, and sometimes I can't get it all in the short amount of time that I am given. But that's why we need a show on Sirius, chat, because that won't happen. I'll give you my thoughts, and I'll talk your ear off. But it was a great time. We did some great numbers. You guys showed up big over there. The support you guys showed Coach was tremendous. And I tell you right now, man, it won't be the last. And the goal is going to be Sirius, Busted Open, Pro Wrestling Nation, JD from NY. That's the goal. So thank you to Coach. We're going to do it again, and I want to thank him for his hospitality. Follow me on social media. At JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go and check out all the great content, man. We were very busy this week. Very busy. We were live on Monday for the Monday Night Raw post show. We were live on Tuesday with Tuesday Night Titans with the Solomonster. That's every Tuesday, by the way. And it's the #1 podcast in the entire community, bar none, on YouTube. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. We got a great thing on Tuesday, and we ain't going nowhere. Wednesday, Jesse and I were live for Dynamite, man. Tommaso Ciampa, transitional TNT champion. Statlander buried by Tony Khan as Tekla. Tekla, Jesse, Tekla. Won the AEW Women's World Championship. We talked about that on Wednesday. Thursday, we uploaded a very good video on the Dave Meltzer is a fucking idiot narrative. It's Brody King's story with AEW and the fuck ice chants. Apparently Dave Meltzer reported that Warner Brothers pulled Brody King from this past Wednesday's Dynamite. They did not. They don't give a shit. Actually, they do, but they're not going to meddle with anything that's going to risk the Netflix deal. So I gave my thoughts on that and everything that surrounds it. Great video, great listen. Go check that out. Tonight we're live. If I have some time after the stream tonight, I'll probably do another video for you guys tomorrow, and then God rests on Sunday. And then next week's a big week. Next week's a big week, man. We'll be right back live on Monday, Tuesday Night Titans, Wednesday. And then Friday. Friday, February 20th. Something's happening on Friday, February 20th, man. Gee, I can't. What's going on Friday? Anything? Yeah, there's something going on Friday, but I don't know. I can't say yet. Can't say it. You guys are gonna... All I'll say is, you guys are gonna be happy. You guys are gonna be happy. Big week next week. Thank you guys very much for that. Hit that thumbs up. Sharp to 750 likes on tonight's stream. Hit that subscribe button down below.
Curl me for that ultra? Curl you?
How do you like me now?
Up to 50,000 cars are added daily on cars.com. Where to next?
Like, we'll hang out at the end of the show. As always, questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, opinions, jokes, movie recommendations, music recommendations, you name it. It's all for you. Super chats are open. We'll hang out at the end of the show.
I would say God bless you both. I don't think you can win that, but it is the defendant's choice.
Smackdown!
Allowing us to try our case first. So, with respect to
they are going to be biased, but they...
Get into this, man.
primary jurisdiction,
Well, that's up to...
Not the
it's up
best
to a
way.
jury to decide.
Not the best way to open the show here. Talking about tonight's SmackDown.
That's the problem.
Tiffany Stratton opens the show. She comes on out, gets a decent reaction from the Dallas crowd.
These 26, these are two young men.
She gets into the ring and she asks
These are
Dallas,
two young
what
men.
time is it?
Well, I absolutely think
Before
that
she
there-
thought
there
back
is
to
a
how she lost her
possibility
women's
that
championship
one gets a lesser sentence
after
than
her
the
very
other.
impressive rookie
This
year.
individual committed a crime, and this
That's
one,
why she
this
decided to
one I
qualify
see,
for the Women's
it-
Elimination
it-
Chamber
it's a
because she
possibility
wanted
that
to
one
walk
will get a
in
lesser sentence.
expecting to
But
win
look
in
at this,
Chicago.
I'm inclined to give you that
Before she could get any farther in this promo,
that was intentional.
the crowd
I'm not gonna allow that.
went silent.
These are two young boys, and these two may bad
And I briefly reached for my remote control, and I think I might have fallen asleep on my way to reaching for my remote control on my living room ottoman.
And he is being treated like a human ping pong.
Nia Jax comes on out
This individual, there is a
with
possibility.
Lash Legend.
Prosecutors are coordinating with one another at the expense of him.
Chad, what's
conflicting
what's a
theories
word
in
that
their
rhymes
ways.
with lash?
And they're literally.
Should I be visceral like I used to be?
He is.
Or should I continue to give her an opportunity and a chance to prove herself?
He was on display for everyone to see.
I'll leave that up to you guys, man. I'll let you have fun with that one in the chat. Listen, man, I gotta be on my best behavior, okay?
He's been cooperative with law enforcement. He's been in custody.
Nia Jax is out there, unfortunately, with a microphone. She addressed Tiffany Stratton, stating that she didn't get lucky or she got lucky last week.
there are also a few dozen...
Stratton replied by talking about how Nia Jax seemed to be obsessed with her,
Well, I'm going to give him the 25 years.
and that she got a replacement in the form of Lash
And
Legend.
if you can prove, but you fail
In
to
response,
prove it.
Lash
Now, there
Legend
will
said
be-
that
I understand
she was the
there will be many
upgrade,
appeals for this because of issues in the case, but this
and that
is
she
something
and
that
Jax
I
would
will
defeat
do.
Rhea and Io for the
Hopefully
tag
this
team
defendant
titles
is
later
accountable
tonight.
and give justice to the victim's family.
And then Jax would qualify
unnecessary...
for the Women's Elimination Chamber. Now, you know, you gotta be on some serious narcotics to think that Lash Legends is an upgrade to Tiffany Stratton.
Well, this needs to be a 25-year sentence.
Just gonna lob that one out there.
Delayed and wait. More men.
Nia and Lash threatened to take care of Stratton right
I
now.
understand there were many
They were
appeals,
interrupted
and
by
people have problems with it, but
The
this is
women's
something I
tag team
will give you.
champions, Rhea and Io, who come on out.
Is that man
They get a
supported?
proper reaction.
Well,
Ripley
you
said that
can-
Nia Jax and Lash Legends shouldn't get too ahead of themselves because they wouldn't be walking out as women's tag team champions, much less make it to WrestleMania.
But it's defending
Ripley
the
said that
original.
she and Io would work together until they were the last team standing.
But also in the amount of support the suspect is getting.
Bro, you wanna get people interested in your
They
show.
both got life in prison.
You don't want people to reach for the remote control immediately as soon as the show starts, man. At least give them an hour to make their decision. Like going right to this segment 5 minutes after the open, I mean, that's a little crazy.
We've seen this play out online since
This was fucking terrible.
It's such an unusual case.
Everybody sounds like they're reading from a fucking script. Everybody. Nobody sounds natural. Tiffany sounds awful. Tiffany is an awful babyface. Lash Legends, God forbid, she learns how to cut a promo. And Nia Jax, please. Please.
It did. Inside court, there were several rows of...
Might as well put Nia Jax reading bedtime stories for the fucking little kids. She puts everybody to sleep. Tag Team Championship match here to start the show. Riho. I'm sorry, that's the wrong person. Rio. Not Riho. Nobody likes Riho, bro. Nobody. Where is Riho? Does anybody know where she is? Maybe she's in Japan wrestling for some random promotion that nobody knows. Or better yet, maybe she'll be side by side with Kenny Omega during the Capcom Street Fighter tournament that he's going to prefer to be at instead of be at the pay-per-view. Imagine that, man. An EVP would rather play video games than be at their biggest show of the year. Fantastic. Who? Riho! Riho! You know, Riho! Oh, you don't know? Okay. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Rhea Ripley and Io. You know, I had people telling me that this was good. I legitimately have people telling me this was good. I don't know what you're watching. I legitimately watched this from my couch with a vanilla latte in my lap. Taking a sip, watching the TV on my nice 66-inch TV in the living room. Taking a sip, watching this match. Bro, Nia Jax moves like she's moving in quicksand. I could have counted on two hands the amounts of times that Nia Jax was legitimately just standing there waiting for one of her opponents to hit a move. Out of position, early or late to a spot, just standing there. She takes a bump awful. She doesn't sell anything. She lands awkwardly. This is fucking god-awful. And don't get me started on Lash Legends. I mean, we're watching early stage Jade Cargill in AEW. It's basically what we're watching. Can't move, can't sell, can only do one or two things correctly, but I'm supposed to sit here and all of a sudden, because she's now the big new baddie on Friday nights, I'm supposed to sit here and give her a chance. Bro, we've been given more than a portion size of a chance. This woman's been on the main roster since November. And she got called up and immediately placed into War Games. November, December, January, February. Bro, if you can't tell that what you're watching is not ready for the main roster in 4 months, I don't know what to fucking tell you. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you again, you got women like Blake Monroe, you got women like Kendall fucking Gray, you got women like Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan and Soruka and Saria in NXT, but Lash Legend somehow has made it to the main roster. How the fuck does that work? You know, the way that I think, honestly, the way that I think, every call-up from NXT should theoretically make your roster better than it was before. How do you call someone up and the division is worse?
every start, for every big finish, for every spin, and every grab. We're with you, supporting you at every turn. Everything we do is for everything you do. We make it, you own it.
Oh my sauce! I really hope you have one of those Rain X Pro interior products. They clean stains and repel future drips and drops. Because we both know this is gonna happen again.
This what? That's this match. And the cherry on top, we got no winner. Because the match ended in a no contest. Io off the top rope with the over-the-moon salt. She gets a 2 count. On Nia, Legend stepped in to break the count up. Outside the ring, Lash Legend proceeded to slam Io all around the ringside area and the commentary table. Ripley hit a dropkick as the match was called off by the referee. We got I guess it was a no contest. I thought it was a count out. Double count out, maybe? No contest. Bell rings, things break down. Jax and Lash Legend gained the upper hand here on Rio. Legend pulled out a table from underneath the ring, set it up. Lash Legend set Ripley up on the table as Jax headed up on the top rope. Ripley escaped as Io intercepted Jax and tackled her through the Slim Jim table, which broke in half. Ooh, yeah. Step into a Slim Jim. Meanwhile, Legend sent Ripley through the timekeeper's area and the barricade with a spear on Rhea Ripley. Referees were coming on over. They were attending to all 4 of these women, and this match ended in a double countout. I don't know what we're doing at WrestleMania. I don't. You know, the Bella Twins have made aspirations and hopes and desires to once again be the women's tag team champions. Bro, if you give me Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the fucking Bella Twins at WrestleMania, please go ahead and do that, and then watch people shit all over your show. I don't know who's going to win the tag team championships. It certainly should never be Nia Jax and Lash Legend. And we talked about this on TNT. Out of everybody in that match, that tag team title match, or the tag team title picture, I should say, that should be in that match, I'm going to go with what we talked about and agree with what we talked about with Bayley and Lyra. Bayley and Lyra versus Nikki and Brie Bella. What this does is free up Rhea and Io from this tag team title vortex,
Healthcare
this
and
purgatory.
even the sort of
Because they're in the ring with these subpar professional wrestlers.
all of that, this groundswell
So beneath
support
them.
impacting
Bayley,
the charges
Lyra,
he faces.
Bella Twins, WrestleMania tag team titles. I know. Bathroom break. But at least it ain't Rhea and Io. Rhea and Io will both be in the Elimination Chamber. At some point in that chamber, there will be something that happens that should hopefully trigger something to Rhea Ripley having a desire to beat Io. Whether they're tag team champions or not, Rhea versus Io one-on-one is the biggest match that you can possibly do right now in your division. So why not do that? Give us a evolution. Give us a Evolution main event rematch from July 12th last year at WrestleMania. There is legitimately nothing else better.
Tony, in court, jury selection is going to be rough.
If Rhea and Io are in this tag team title vortex come WrestleMania, that would be an absolute travesty. An absolute waste of talent. It's either one-on-one or nothing. Your call, Predictable Paul.
Yeah,
Do you WrestleMania much better than it was last year? Then listen!
Could anyone ever condone,
And don't listen to Bruce or some other half-witted fucking idiot on the writing team.
This groundswell continues to grow, and just the number
Nobody
of
needs
people
to
coming
go
forward
heel.
talking about
Nobody.
their personal
There's a
experiences,
story there.
it can be overwhelming.
Rhea's never been heel.
People's personal experiences.
Wow.
Also, I think the way in which the
There's
NYPD
your story,
and even
chat.
the office is handling this case, the
Why
parade
does one need
that
to
we
be
saw,
heel?
I use parade very specifically.
Do you realize that
As to
Rhea
how
Ripley
the
sells
Johnny
how
was
much
brought to,
merch?
brought to federal
Do you
court
listen
first,
to the
and now
reaction
brought
that
to
this woman
the
gets
state
coming
court.
on out?
In my
Yes, let's
experience of
turn
over a
Rhea
decade
Ripley heel,
practicing,
chat. That would
law
be a
in
great
the state,
business
the
move.
state and federal court, I've never seen this. Even if you expand it to my...
This match was terrible. Rhea versus Io should be the WrestleMania match. And get them away from this godforsaken division.
Where are we going next?
Tax Act wants to remind you taxes are due soon. Let's get them over with.
Do not bet against him tonight. Carmelo Hayes. He was walking backstage. He came across Matt Cardona and Apollo Crews. Welcome back. Catering must have not been really good tonight if we saw Apollo Crews in front of a television camera. Or maybe this was WWE's way of putting Apollo Crews back on television because Ricochet had to open his fucking mouth and claim to everybody that Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura and Apollo Crews are just so unhappy in WWE that WWE kills legacies and kills the love of the sport. Paul Levesque showed him, huh? And we got Apollo Crews on television. You know, I don't like Apollo Crews hanging out with Matt Cardona, though, man. It really doesn't bode well for the career trajectory of Matt Cardona. Guy came in claiming he was back to win the WWE Championship, and now 4 weeks later, he's hanging out with Apollo Crews. Cardona and Crews called their shot for the United States Championship. Cardona says he's back to win gold. Boy, the bar has been lowered already, huh? Hayes stated that the open challenge was closed for the evening. Miz interrupted him and talked about how Hayes was testing his 3 core values, and he was going to teach him a lesson in respect. Hayes walked off telling Miz that he hoped he taught that lesson better than he wrestled. Aleister Black was in a pre-taped vignette focusing on his words to Randy Orton last week. While Zelina Vega addressed her Elimination Chamber qualifier, Alexa Bliss and Julia were her opponents this evening. More nothing from Aleister Black, and more nothing from Zelina Vega. She always says this and opens her mouth, and then she loses. So, there you go. Carmelo Hayes. He comes on out, and they actually gave him promo time in the ring. He's got a microphone. Said he wanted to talk to the fans real quick. They chanted for Mello. Hayes says that the last 48 days as United States Champion, he chose to honor the title in the same way the guys before him did. He talked about his matches, and everybody says they were bangers, and match of the night, match of the week. Hayes says that he earned his opportunity at WrestleMania, as he said he was going to shoot his shot for the main event. Hayes then declared that he will be in an Elimination Chamber qualifier next week. But before he could go on and say any more, he made a promise to somebody, and he owed him this, and he called out Ilya Dragunov. So Ilya Dragunov comes on out, he does the whole entrance, we get his theme music.
both in the ring. The MFTs come out, and they've interrupted. Solo Sikoa says that if there was any U.S. title matches, it's going to involve him and not Dragunov. Dragunov mocks Solo after the MFTs abandoned him last week. Hayes says that maybe he should leave Dallas with 2 titles tonight. So he tried to goad the MFTs to put the tag team titles on the line against him and Dragunov. So the MFTs get in the ring. It's 5 against 2. Dragunov and Hayes are severely outnumbered. Out comes Matt Cardona, Apollo Crews, and Shinsuke Nakamura. So before it could go any further, Nick Aldis shows up, and he makes a big 10-man tag tonight between the MFTs, Hayes, Dragunov, Cardona, Crews. Crews got in ring time tonight. Holy shit. Man, Ricochet must be really feeling dumb now, huh? And Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know where we're going with the United States title, but I feel like Carmelo Hayes needs to defend the title against the heel at WrestleMania and lose the title to a heel at WrestleMania. Honestly. Like, bro, they were about to give us a Dragunov match that we've seen now 2 before tonight. We were going to get it for a 3rd time. A 3rd time! This is the problem that you run into with these open challenges. And it's been all baby faces. It went from Sami Zayn, Ilya Dragunov, to Carmelo Hayes. Every single United States Open champion challenge with a babyface champion, it's been the same cast of characters challenging for the title over and over and over again. The only difference is there's a new babyface champion. But then the babyface champion challenges all the same challenges. Because nothing has changed on this show. Now they added Matt Cardona and Apollo Crews to the mix. Like that's going to do anything to freshen up the fucking United States Championship scene. What they need to do is book Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams at WrestleMania. I said this dating back months. Before Trick Williams even made it to the main roster. You heard it here first. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes for the United States Championship at WrestleMania, with Trick Williams winning the title and ending the Open Challenge. The Open Challenge is a crutch for bad creative. That's all it is. I don't give a shit how great Carmelo is, and he's made a statement, and he, right now, has turned out some of the best matches all year in any promotion, and is already put in consideration for Pro Wrestler of the Year. And I mean that as a fucking bold statement. I stand behind that. But these U.S. Open challenges need to go away. Open challenges in general are nothing more than crutches for lazy and bad creative. Like, what are you going to do differently in a 3rd Dragunov and Hayes match? Get the Miz involved again because Miz was made fun of backstage? Why throw Cardona in there when Cardona more than likely will lose? He needs some shine because he just got back here after 6 fucking years. Apollo Crews could be a banger match. People really need to learn who Apollo Crews is again. Maybe they don't even care. Hayes needs to lose that title at WrestleMania. Before he loses the title, let's get him on the Mania card. If Carmelo Hayes is not on the Mania card, bro, we got some serious fucking problems. Out of everybody on this roster, Hayes is going to be left off the WrestleMania card. The United States Championship is going to be left off the WrestleMania card. It was on the WrestleMania card last year with Jacob Fatu and LA Knight. So why not this year? When arguably it's in a better position now than it was then, and you got a better guy holding the belt than those two were last year. Do the right thing. Do not, and I mean do not, leave Melo off the WrestleMania card. 10-man tag. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this was terrible. The MFTs in general are terrible. Zero interest in any one of them. Solo is obviously the most entertaining aspect of the group. He is. This wasn't bad. It was actually semi-decent. So we'll pick it up after the commercial break. Jeff Cobb Mateo had Dragunov in a rest hold. That was quickly broken out of with a series of chops. Dragunov missed an enziguri, which allowed Mateo to tag in Solo. Dragunov hit the kick on Solo, which allowed him to tag in Hayes. Hayes came in on fire. He hit Solo with a springboard clothesline. Tama Tonga was blasted with a backwards springboard leg drop by Carmelo, who then connected with his La Mystica on Solo. Things broke down. All the competitors in this match got involved. At this point, the referee threw his hands up. He didn't even try to find out who was legal. Tama Tonga was left as the last man standing as Carmelo and Dragunov attempted to team up on him 2-on-1. They got dropped by a double choke slam by Tama Tonga. Apollo Crews and Matt Cardona tried to get at Tala. They found themselves victim of a choke slam as well. Double choke slam. Nakamura got involved. Eventually, the three managed to put Tala out of commission with a flurry of dives to the outside. Jeff Cobb Mateo took on Nakamura with a tour of the islands. He was taken out by Solo. Hayes re-entered, hit first 48. Tama Tonga pushed Hayes into a Samoan spike, and then he came back in with the cut through, which is basically his version of the hidden blade. Hit Carmelo 1-2.
Top it and top it. It's got Parmesan cheese.
What you looking at, babe?
Cars on cars.com.
What's wrong with this one?
I just got promoted, so I'm looking for something more. Ciao.
Ciao. 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Cars.com. Where to next?
Is the next to challenge the United States champion because he now has earned the right after pinning the United States champion. A match that nobody asked for. Tama Tonga versus Carmelo Hayes. MFT celebrated, the lights went out, but the lantern light remained on. We got that stupid sound effect playing in the venue, and then all of a sudden the Wyatts, they were standing in the mezzanine, looking at the MFTs, and Uncle Howdy was snapping away. I wish I could snap my fingers and this feud dies tomorrow. Charlotte Flair. She was with Alexa Bliss backstage. She offered Alexa a Galentine's gift, which included flowers and a picture of herself as an apology for what happened at the Royal Rumble. Alexa said, "You know, Charlotte, you don't have to worry about that. Nia Jax eliminated me. She ruins everything." So Bliss said that Flair's best present for her was to be at ringside to woo as she wins. Damian Priest. He learned that he would be facing Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams next week in a triple threat Elimination Chamber qualifier. Kit Wilson marched into Nick Aldis' office, and he was upset that he was put in the situation last week with Obafemi. I thought he was wearing a purse. I said to myself, they put a fucking purse on this guy, and they're really just absolutely taking this thing to the next level. Honestly. But instead, it was a strap that looked like a purse, but it was a book. Kit Wilson had a book of poems. So, he barged in, and he wanted to use his words instead of his fists. He talked about real men expressing their feelings. He told Damian Priest and Truth, who was standing there next to Priest, that they lack emotional intelligence. Truth replied with a poem of his own to Kit Wilson, and he mocked Wilson, stating that he wasn't a real man because he saw a camel toe on Kit Wilson. Truth's poem might have broke Nick Aldis and R-Truth, legitimately. And I actually popped a laugh, too. Wilson stormed off in disgust. And they made him look weak. And then he yelled, toxic, at Nick Aldis, R-Truth, and Damian. You know, I don't know how realistic it is for Kit Wilson to be calling himself a real man when you're looking at Damian Priest and potentially who his girlfriend is. Does that not constitute as a real man? I don't know, Chad. I might need some help on that one, right? I don't know. Do I make sense on that? Yes? This show is fucking toxic. I laughed at R-Truth. What do you want me to do? I don't find the Kit Wilson stuff funny. This is Vince McMahon crude humor. We are above this in 2026. I also cannot take a guy seriously as he's walking around backstage wearing a purse. Alexa Bliss, Zelina Vega, and Julia. Triple threat match, women's elimination chamber qualifier. This was also very rough, Chad. Also very rough. Pick it up after the commercial break. Julia stomped away on Bliss in the corner before Zelina threw her aside. Zelina took shots at Bliss in the corner. She found herself thrown by Julia. She then recovered, went up top, was distracted by Kiana. Not surprised anybody would be distracted by Kiana, but there we are. Which allowed Julia to head up top and connect on an avalanche butterfly suplex. Meanwhile, Alexa recovered and unleashed her fury on both Julia and Zelina as she hit a double natural selection on both of them. Bliss headed up top. Julia caught her, intercepted her. Zelina climbed up top, hit a back suplex from the middle turnbuckle for a near fall. Zelina and Julia traded strikes in the middle of the ring until Bliss got back to her feet and took out Zelina with an elbow. Julia is in there. She missed the knee strike. Bliss headed up top to try for Twisted Bliss, but Julia got the knees up to block it. All of a sudden, Zelina comes over and tries to deliver a code red to Bliss. This is the second time that Zelina has tried to do her finishing move. And now, second time she's botched her finishing move. Has Zelina Vega forgotten how to do her finishing move? Just wondering. This looked awful. Like she can't even get her finishing move right. So she fucked up the code red. Bliss caught Zelina with a DDT. she went for a cover. It was broken up by a Julia Arrivederci knee. Julia hit the Northern Lights bomb on Bliss. Cover was broken up by Zelina. Kiana James got on the apron, was taken out by Zelina, who then took Julia out. As Zelina tried for a running dive, she was intercepted by Bliss, who connected with Sister Abigail for the 1, 2, 3. You know, I'm glad, one positive here is that Zelina came out to Aleister Black's theme music. So now, Zelina can brag that she gets zero reaction with her own theme music and zero reaction to her husband's theme music. Quite the winning formula there. I figured Alexa was going to win here. I think Bliss will be in the chamber. I think Charlotte's got a match next week. Charlotte will be in the chamber. The Charlotte and Alexa dynamic will be in the chamber, as will Rhea and Io. Asuka will advance on Monday, and I don't know who else gets in for the 6th one. Oh, Tiffany's in there. Asuka, Tiffany, Bliss, Charlotte, and then Io, Rhea. That's your women's chamber. I like it. I like it. And I think out of all 6, Charlotte wins the Elimination Chamber, and I think we get Charlotte versus Jade Cargill, because Bianca Belair is not ready to come back yet. I don't know what WWE is going to do, but I would rather see Charlotte versus Jade than Tiffany versus Jade again.
Did you know that PetSmart has auto ship? Now you do. Shop anything, anyway. PetSmart. Anything for pets.
There's a Harbor Freight store in your neighborhood, so stop by, neighbor.
But times before already. Tiffany Stratton. Speaking of which, she was backstage and she walks by Jordan Grace. She shared some friendly words backstage with Jordan. Jordan said, "I'm going to beat Jade Cargill, and I would love an opportunity to face Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania." At this point, Jordan Grace would be lucky to even be at WrestleMania. Chelsea Green, she rolled herself in, freshly injured with a broken ankle. Rolled up in a wheelchair, pushed by Alba Fire, and placed blame on Tiffany for breaking her ankle last week. Sami Zayn's backstage. He motivated Rey Fenix to teach Trick Williams a lesson, as he told what Phoenix told him last week was something he was going to take into his Elimination Chamber qualifier later tonight. Trick Williams, he went one-on-one with Rey Fenix. He made his way down. Big reaction for Trick Williams. He's got a microphone in his hand, and Trick talked about nobody in Dallas wanted to hear Sami Zayn. And then he called him Mr. Can't Get the Job Done, Sami Zayn. Tell me another sob story, Sami. Williams said that Zayn begging for another opportunity made him sick. Williams said that Zayn had a big opportunity later tonight against Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu, but they would eat him alive if he kept on moping. Next week, however, Williams declared he was ready to do whatever it took to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Lemon, pepper steppers and all. Williams turned his attention to Rey Fenix, stating that he wasn't going to lie down for him just because he was new here. When people go to the zoo, they don't want to see a squirrel do a flip. They want to see a lion like me. Phoenix made his way down to the ring. We got this one-on-one match, which only a few weeks back, this was Trick Williams' debut match on Friday Night SmackDown. I will say, you know, Trick has got the entrance. It's a superstar, and I capitalize every word or every letter in superstar. Superstar. All capitalized. It's going to be a future champion sooner rather than later. got the entrance. There's just this infectious feeling. When you listen to him speak, he's just very infectious, very captivating, very entertaining. And when he speaks, it's not like he is coming off goofy. There's a certain him to it, you know? There's a certain legitimacy to it. And I like what he's been doing so far. I think he's been great. What's not great is Rey Fenix. Though I will say this was a very good match. This was a lot better than their debut match. A lot better than Trick Williams' debut match against Rey Fenix. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Right before the commercial break, Williams was on the offensive. He hit a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, jumping neck breaker on Phoenix. He went for a pin. Phoenix kicked out. We go into a commercial. We come back. Phoenix tried to come back, and a little bit of a babyface comeback here against Trick Williams with chops to the chest and a clothesline that failed to take Williams down. Williams responded by sending Phoenix up and then crashing down to the mat. Hard slap from Williams to the face of Phoenix, like legitimately slapped the shit out of him. Williams found himself taken out by a spinning kick by Rey Fenix. Phoenix starts to wake up, hits a leaping spinning kick in the corner, followed by adios, amigo. That's that big running kick he does off the top rope. Phoenix headed up top, hits a diving crossbody on Williams. He rolled back up, took off from the other top turnbuckle with a frog splash, and only gets a 2 count. Williams rode out of the ring to catch his breath as Phoenix again went to the top rope and hit Williams with a beautiful looking crossbody to the outside. Phoenix brought Williams back into the ring, went up top again. Williams recovered and hit Phoenix as he got him on his shoulders he was going for some sort of avalanche maneuver. Phoenix fought back and instead caught Williams with a diving double stomp. This was great because Williams, he was perched sitting up on the top rope, and Phoenix was standing on that turn post, the steel post, because it's got that little landing platform atop the big steel post. He jumps off that, got a little bit of elevation on Trick Williams, double stomp to the back of the neck. That was a great looking spot. Williams, at this point, had the thought to kick out at 2. Phoenix missed a moonsault, which followed. He then found himself turned inside out by a big trick shot knee. And that was it for the win. Trick Williams gets another win over Rey Fenix. He's now 2-0 over Rey Phoenix. And next week he's got a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. He will be in there with Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest. I do not see Carmelo Hayes losing that match. I see Damian Priest losing that match. And Trick Williams will be in the Elimination Chamber. I wish Carmelo would be in there, but I think they put Trick Williams in there because they want him mixing up with the big guns. Because that's where they see him. 6 months to a year, tops. Let's talk about Rey Fenix. You know, I don't really have any answers for any of this. I don't. In fact, I'm more sad than I am anything. And I'm going to be the first person to tell you that what WWE is doing to Rey Fenix is fucking garbage. It is creative malpractice. Now, it has nothing to do with the match tonight. Rey Fenix is a tremendous professional wrestler. And Trick Williams is great. He's coming along. He's not like the greatest in-ring performer that Smackdown's ever seen. But he's putting it together, slowly but surely. Rey Fenix is a tremendous professional wrestler. And no matter how good the match was tonight, at the end of the day, all you will see is Rey Fenix is a loser. Rey Fenix wanted out of AEW. He wanted out of AEW because they felt like, or felt like that they wronged him in some way, that they treated him unfairly. He was very vocal about his exit. We don't know all that happened. I'm sure he was NDA'd, but he was unhappy. They treated him unfairly. He was in Guantanamo Bay. Whether or not he was talking to WWE while under AEW contract remains to be seen. That's what the belief is, that they were talking to another company while still employed with AEW. Whatever the case may be. Ray Phoenix legitimately thought that the grass would be greener on the other side. The grass has not been greener. The grass has not been mowed in about a year. It's ugly. The neighbors point and laugh at you, and you got the ugliest front lawn in the entire neighborhood.
Two pizzas and two sides for just $19.99? Mm-hmm. Domino's Perfect Combos got you covered.
From matches the guy can turn out, he's a loser. Like, what was the thought process before bringing this guy in? Genuinely. Do we want Ray Phoenix because, I don't know, maybe he's one of the greatest luchadors of the last decade? Was that the reason you brought him in? Or was it just another trophy signing? Aha! We got another day oneer from AEW. You know, Nick Khan went on to say that everybody that they sign, they have a spot for, that they don't bench anybody. Ray Phoenix might not be benched, but Ray Phoenix certainly is a fucking loser. Rey Mysterio is going to be done wrestling in 1 to 2 years, maybe 3 years. 2 years tops. How long do you think Rey Mysterio is going to be able to compete at his age? At the level that Rey Mysterio has always competed at? Who do you have in mind to replace Rey Mysterio? And don't tell me Dominic, because they couldn't be any more different. Who's going to replace Rey Mysterio? Like, legitimately lucha, masked lucha, essence, pure essence of lucha libre. Who is it? You got two guys on the main roster right now that can absolutely be that in Penta and Ray Phoenix. So again, I ask, why did you sign Ray Phoenix? Was it because you saw him as the next Rey Mysterio? You saw him as the next era of Lucha Libre in WWE? Or was it a trophy signing to say, ha-ha, to Tony Khan? Everybody wants to be with the E. They don't want to be with the sickos. Which is it? Because you do realize that you're making Tony Khan correct. You do realize that you're proving TK correct. I'm not sure Ray Phoenix and Penta would have materialized into anything on AEW television if they were still there. But you know what? I'm pretty sure Tony Khan would have given us the Lucha Brothers. This administration has been so defiant and so lazy and so haphazard that the one thing that they've managed to do, as if it's like COVID-19 or something, as if it's some infectious disease, they've managed to keep Penta and Ray Phoenix away from each other for absolutely no reason. Oh, but you see, it's best if they're on separate breads. Well, what is Ray Phoenix doing on Friday Night Smackdown that he needs to be on a separate bread away from his brother? What is Penta doing that's so unbelievable on Monday night that he needs to be away from Ray Phoenix? Your tag team division is the worst it's been in company history. And you have one of the greatest tag teams of the last decade employed. And you're looking at a WrestleMania card that I swear to God, predictable Paul, you need to go out there and book the greatest fucking WrestleMania that your little brain can fucking go out there and book. How do you do that? How do you do it? You do that by giving us the Usos versus the Lucha Brothers. There should be absolutely no reason on God's green earth that Rey Fenix is this poorly booked for any wrestling company, anywhere. And there should be absolutely no reason at this stage of the game that your tag team division is in fucking shambles, that the Lucha Brothers are not together in the same division on the same show. What the fuck are we waiting for? What? Do you have a timeline where this reunion is going to be better? What is that timeline? What does it look like? And why are you waiting? You need them now. Rey Fenix is more than a jobber to the stars. You brought this guy in as an acclaimed, world-renowned luchador, and you have him jobbing to a guy that's just been called up from NXT, that's got 3 years experience, that just made the main roster a month and a half ago. No matter how great Trick is going to be, I think we can find something better for Rey Fenix to do. Shame on you. Jordan Grace. Speaking of shame, she challenges Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Bro, all I will say is this. Jordan Grace has the absolute worst theme music in the history of professional wrestling. I don't know what that is. She gets absolutely zero reaction. You know, when WWE wants to brag about how loud it is in the arena, they got that, like, loud meter in the corner. They do it overseas when, like, Randy Orton's coming out and Francis singing Randy Orton's theme, or when Cody does his whoa overseas. Bro, if they put up that loud meter, that decibel meter in the corner for Jordan Grace, bro, she'd be in the negatives. This woman gets negative reactions. And it all starts with that theme music. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who put their name to that as musical composer. That is the worst fucking theme music that I've ever had to listen to, ever. And when you realize that she gets no reactions, I want you to think about the music that she comes out to. Bro, there is, I don't know what it is, but when she comes out, there's like 10 seconds of and then there's nothing but like some cymbal hits for like 7 seconds, and there's no music but cymbal hits. As a pro wrestling theme, how is that? How is a cymbal hit for 7 seconds and no music going to get people excited? She's on the top rope, throwing her hands in the air. It's like, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody gives a shit about you. Your music sucks. The match itself wasn't bad. I expected a lot worse, but Jordan's a great fucking wrestler. We'd have some problems if Jade Cargill couldn't work a good match with Jordan Grace. Thank God it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. So Liv Morgan's out there. She came on out with Dominic and Raquel Rodriguez. They're out there scouting their talent for potential WrestleMania opponents. Honey, just choose Stephanie. Please. What is this? None of this gets me excited. for Liv Morgan's WrestleMania match. None of it. None of it. Nobody wants to see her.
Step into a fresh start with America's #1 spin mop.
So they're out there, they go the Mercedes Monet route, but instead of ordering a steak from the fucking local diner that looks like shoe leather, Dominic and Liv Morgan were eating chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets. Now, I don't know what type of dipping sauce Dominic had. It looked like ranch. Like, I like a good honey barbecue or honey mustard with my chicken nuggets. But then he pulls out a bottle of champagne to go with the chicken nuggets. A nice bottle of Dom Perignon. Has his label and his name all over it. Picture of Dom on the bottle. WWE could sell that. I'd actually buy it. I bought the Jericho, a little bit of the bubbly. I'd buy a champagne with Dominic's face on it. So they're out there eating chicken nuggets and drinking champagne and scouting neither one of these women as WrestleMania opponents. So we'll pick it up after the commercial break here. Cargill missed a chop on Grace. Caused her to hit the ring post instead. Now, Jade hit the ring post pretty hard. Seen some people in the chat earlier saying that Jade might have broken her arm. I don't know if she broke her arm, but she did a decent job selling the arm from this moment in the match. Grace hits a DDT on the outside. Grace then tried to lift Cargill up. She was sent onto the top of the Timekeeper's barricade. Cargill stared down Morgan and Dominic, tried to ruin their date night, and we go into a commercial break. After the break, Grace tried to battle it out with Cargill, and she targeted the injured arm. Grace hit Cargill with a forearm to the face, lifted her up for a modified jackhammer, which she did. Gets a near fall. Cargill hit Grace with a big pump kick, couldn't capitalize, and she got a spine buster afterwards. Cargill landed on her feet on a Grace powerbomb attempt and connected with the spine buster of her own, only a 2 count. Cargill once again went for her pump kick. Grace dodged it and went for a roll-up, but couldn't put the match away with the roll-up. Grace hits a standing power slam on Cargill. She goes for a cover. She gets a near fall. Both Grace and Cargill now got themselves up to their feet. They straight trikes back and forth. Grace tried for what she calls beast mode, but that was countered and got blasted with another pump kick. The only thing that Jade does good is the pump kick and the spine buster. That's it. Cargill then put Shaded on Jordan, and that was enough for the win. So she wins clean over Jordan Grace. Thanks for coming. After the match, Jade, selling the arm, rolled out of the ring with the championship and told Liv Morgan that if she challenges her at WrestleMania, that will be your ass. She pointed at the WrestleMania sign like everybody needs to do. Poor Jordan Grace, already on the main roster, month and a half, losing in a women's championship match with no fanfare whatsoever, and has a terrible theme music. Thanks for coming. Fraxium! It's amazing how they have chat. When was the last time Fraxium wrestled? Can you imagine having the Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium on your roster and they are doing nothing but walking around backstage together wondering why Johnny Gargano was holding his head down in despair? They're laughing at Johnny Gargano being sad. He says he has no friends and his tag team partner was gone. Don't worry, your tag team partner already lost his title, bro. You got nothing to worry about. Candice LeRae tried to console Johnny and said she was going to do something about it. Johnny says, I got no friends. She actually took that offensive because she's like, I'm right here. Who the fuck you think I am? I'm your wife. So she rolls Gargano away and said she's going to do something about it. MFTs roll up and taunted Fraxium and the Motor City machine guns. Yes, Motor City machine guns. Saying if they wanted a tag team title shot, they need to get in line. Solo Sikoa led his group down the hallway. They came across their locker room. And apparently on the locker room door, there was a picture of Solo's face in the lantern, drawn by Dexter Lumis. So Dexter Lumis's caricatures are now back. His caricatures and drawings are more entertaining than whatever fucking feud this is for the tag team titles. Nick Aldis. He was seen chatting with Obafemi. Kit Wilson stormed in. This time Nick Aldis was angry. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, I'm doing business here. What do you got to say now? So Aldis took Wilson's book and read a poem that was very deflammatory towards Obafemi. This led to Obafemi issuing a challenge to Kit Wilson for next week. Now, it looked like, chat, maybe you can help me. It looked like Nick Aldis was about to have Obafemi sign a Smackdown contract. Now, I don't know if that's the case or not, but it certainly looked like Oba did not sign the contract, but Nick Aldis wants him on Friday nights. Now, I don't know what that means for his inclusion on Raw, but I feel like if we get Obafemi on SmackDown, I don't know how likely a Brock Lesnar-Obafemi match is at WrestleMania. I hope he did not sign the SmackDown contract. He did not sign the contract. So hopefully he is still a free agent. Next week on SmackDown, Charlotte, Kiana James, and Nia Jax, Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier. Charlotte will win that one. And Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest versus Trick Williams. I love it Carmelo got in, but Trick Williams is going to end up pinning Damian Priest. Or maybe they had Trick Williams pin Carmelo Hayes and eventually use that as fuel to get that match at WrestleMania. Maybe. One or the other. If he pins Hayes, it needs to mean something. If he pins Priest, he'll just advance the Elimination Chamber by beating a resident loser on Friday night. Drew McIntyre. He was interviewed about his thoughts by Kathy Kelly on the triple threat match coming up next between Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, and Sami Zayn. McIntyre said he promised that Cody Rhodes would not make it to Mania or the title, and that Jacob Fatu would be wishing he was behind bars if he faced him. I LOL'd. Before McIntyre could turn his attention to Sami Zayn walked right up to Drew McIntyre. McIntyre claimed he was rooting for Sami to win this match and wished him the best of luck. He basically foreshadowed that Sami was going to end up winning this match thanks to him. Main event. Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jacob Fatu, Men's Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Honestly, you look at these three guys, they should all be in the Elimination Chamber. But only one will advance. What happens to the other two, I don't fucking know. We'll pick it up after the first commercial break here. Zayn.
This hood is nice and light, easy to open up. We've managed this, again, by some technology in our hood struts and taking out 100 pounds from the hood. It's more durable, lighter, easy to open, and quite stylish.
These are the moments that make a house a home and make New England, New England.
Back to their feet. Rhodes gained the upper hand with a big kick. He was caught by Zayn as he ran in for an attack. Exploded suplex into the corner by Zayn on Rhodes, which looked sloppy. Zayn was way too close to the ropes for even this particular suplex. It looked sloppy. Zayn had Rhodes in his sights for the Helluva kick, but but he was blasted by a super kick from a returning in the ring, Jacob Fatu. Zayn took out Fatu with a big kick to the back of the head. He almost ended up rolling Cody Rhodes up for a win. Rhodes went for a Cody cutter, but he was caught by Zayn into a beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb. He got legitimately a 2.9. Zayn and Rhodes got back to their feet again. They trade strikes again. They're on spaghetti legs. Bobbing and weaving, Rhodes managed to connect on the dusty elbow on Sammy. Fatu hit Rhodes from behind and threw him out of the ring before he turns his attention to Sammy. Fatu left Zayn stunned in the corner. He ran into him with a big splash. Zayn recovered, he missed the haluva kick, and he hit the top turnbuckle really hard on the haluva kick. Fatu went up top, he goes up for a big Fatu splash. Zayn got the knees up and rolled him into a small package. Fatu kicks out. Rhodes recovers, he gets back in the ring, he hits Cody, or he hits Zayn rather with a Cody cutter, but he was thrown out by Fatu. Zayn was outside, Fatu connected with the mighty moonsault on Sami Zayn. 1-2, and McIntyre finally shows up. He barges in with the Claymore kick on Jacob Fatu. He's outside the ring. Fatu was taken out by a powerbomb by Drew McIntyre, and he was put through the announce table. He then took Cody Rhodes out with the Claymore kick. It was at this point McIntyre dragged Sami Zayn's body and covered Cody Rhodes, but somehow Cody kicked out at a 2.9. Drew ended up walking away. He turned back around to see Cody kicking out. He's mad. He runs back into the ring. He starts brawling with Cody, who's out. Sami Zayn is frustrated. As McIntyre is brawling with Cody in the corner, Sami Zayn runs towards McIntyre and hits him with the haluva kick. This left Zayn open for a crossroads as Cody quickly recovered from the previous Claymore, and that was it. Cody Rhodes wins by pinning Sami Zayn. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is going to the Elimination Chamber. All this interference, and you made Sami Zayn look like a complete buffoon, and Drew McIntyre's offense looked like it came from Kit Wilson. You made McIntyre and Sami Zayn look like two fucking geeks. All for Cody Rhodes to hit one crossroads and get the win. This was a great main event. But man, Cody getting that win over all of this interference, I don't know. So now Cody finds himself in the Elimination Chamber with LA Knight and Randy Orton. Like I said earlier, I think Drew McIntyre, from what we've seen, is going to stop Cody Rhodes from winning the chamber. I think that they'll do one of their open chamber door gimmicks. Something will happen, the chamber will remain open, McIntyre will crawl on in there and hit Cody with a Claymore, Randy will take advantage, win the match, go to WrestleMania, and due to McIntyre just obsessed with stopping both of these guys, they will eventually get added because McIntyre pushed Nick Aldis' limits. McIntyre, Rhodes, Fatu, and Orton in a fatal four-way match for the WWE Championship. Where that leaves Sami Zayn, I have no clue. At this point, I don't even care. Main event was really good. Trick Williams versus Rey Fenix was really good, even though Rey Fenix is a loser. Outside that, I really can't pinpoint much of anything else to care about on this show. Bliss predictably advanced to the Elimination Chamber. The women's tag team title match to start the show was